we were playing the #1 team in the Central Region, and we had worked our way up to being the #2 team in the Central Region. And both teams were undefeated at the time. We were 11-0, and they were 11-0.
So we knew what we were going against. We were prepared for it. Coaches made sure that we knew that this would be different than any other opponent we've ever been to or ever played against. So being undefeated, yes, we had a great degree of confidence, but at the same time, they were undefeated, and we knew that we had to play our best football in order to win the game. Our coach called us a screen on one of the first plays of the game. It works perfectly. They blitz everybody, dump it to me. You know, it ends up getting all the way down to the 1-yard line, and we end up scoring on the initial drive. So we're feeling good. We have confidence.
The big play kind of helped us out there, and it didn't really give way to what we were going to see for the rest of the game and kind of the offensive struggles that we were going to have in the first half.
Eliminating the run really damages our entire offensive scheme, because that is what we do. That's our game plan, is you cannot stop our running game, and then we pass off the run. So the run was completely stopped, and then we started making some mistakes. Our first turnover happened. You know, that's going to happen throughout a game, but you know, when it rains, it pours sometimes, and it was kind of just turnover. They scored off the turnover, interception, ran back for a touchdown, turnover again, scoring off of it, all kind of rapid fire, back to back. We didn't even have a chance to breathe. Next thing you know, we're down 3 touchdowns because of the turnovers and the fact that they stopped our running game.
Matoaca got the ball, and they scored an answer that made it 7-7, and then we get the ball back, and then we went through a series of turnovers. I think during the first half we turned the ball over 4 times, and they scored off of every one of our turnovers. We gave them a very short field, and they were good. They took advantage of it and inflicted some damage, and before we realized it, we were down 35-7 at halftime. And we didn't do a whole lot of right. We were not able to really move the ball a lot on offense, running the ball. They kind of crowded the box and took away our running game. But you know, defensively, we gave up 35 points in the first half. That was not indicative of how we played defense all year either. So when we went at halftime, it wasn't a time to get upset. It was a time to be emotional, you know, and it wasn't a yelling and screaming type of halftime obsession of, you know, what are you doing? But basically it was a very emotional setting to where, you know, we have worked so hard all year long to get to this point. Is this the way that you want it to be remembered?
In the locker room, everyone's kind of got their heads down. No one's saying anything. No one knows really what to say at this point. And the coaches noticed that. We had the best coaches by far that you could have on a high school team. So basically Coach Pritchard took it into his own hands and took us outside the locker room. We all got on a knee outside, and he gave what, you know, became a quotable, memorable type speech, which really the way it could be summed up is, you know, we're down, but you gotta look inside of your heart, and now you're playing for pride at this point. It's not even about winning, really. It's about you're playing for your own pride, and do you have enough character as a team to finish the season the way you want to finish it, not with your heads down, just submitting to a loss.
And we came out and, you know, we kicked the ball off to them, and they started moving the ball against us, and then all of a sudden we made a hit and turned the ball over. They turned the ball over, and we capitalized. I mean, we were unable to do anything about it. We didn't score any points or anything, but for the first time we actually stopped Matoaca from moving across midfield and scoring points. So our defense started to gain a little bit of confidence about what was going on. And we started to take advantage of the mishaps of Matoaca. I mean, we forced, I think they ended up turning the ball over 4 times in the second half, and we ended up capitalizing on all 4 of those as well. So it almost was like a mirror of opposite halves. The things that happened to us in the first half happened to Matoaca in the second half.
We went out and we scored immediately, and then it was like, okay, the life came back into the team, and we knew that, hey, maybe this is possible. Maybe we can get back into this. Gaining momentum. The momentum just shifts. You know, they came out like they had already won, expecting us to just lay down. Us coming with a fighting mentality shifts the momentum. We start gaining confidence. They start losing confidence. They lose their quarterback, you know, your leader on the field, lose even more confidence. Next thing you know, it's a tie game.
So then the game went into overtime, and our first choice was to play defense first, so you could always see what you had left. And what ended up happening is the kid was kind of out of his range and really tried to force an extra leg and ended up pushing the ball out to the right, and he missed the field goal. So then all we knew at that particular point in time is that all we needed to do was kick a field goal to win the ball game. So when we moved the ball, when we got the ball back on the 10-yard line, what we did was we ensured we ran plays directly straight in the middle of the field just to give our kicker the best angle or the best approach to make a field goal attempt. And we got the ball down to the 5-yard line. We had picked up 5 yards. So on third down, I opted to go ahead and kick the field goal at that point. That way, if we had botched the snap or anything like that and recovered it, we would still have an attempt to kick the field goal to win the ball game.
They were so low, so down. We had such high momentum that, you know, the pressure caused him to miss the kick. So we get the ball knowing all we have to do is get a field goal here. We had a sideline of the stadium's completely quiet. You know, it's at Matoaca, everyone's silent. You know, this is about to be the greatest comeback in Virginia high school history. Everybody's on the sidelines holding hands, and he boots it through, and then, you know, we just erupt like it's a scene of, like, you don't even, something out of a movie, the way everything just kind of came together like that. And it was just, fell in line with how our whole entire season had gone. You know, things would just go right for us, and we responded to the adversity with the second half push that, you know, do or die type thing, and it was really a surreal type atmosphere. You didn't really know how to respond. Like, did that just actually happen?
There are key components. There are things you must do. You must do so that you can be on the way to a great comeback in your life. Certain components that have to exist in your life that you are responsible for. You know that God will take care of his part. The question is for you today, will you do your part? Will you do the things that you can do? Well, what can you do? Well, the first thing you can do is restore your confidence. You can do that. You can choose. Your confidence always takes a big hit when you have a setback. Amen? Yeah, I mean, man, you lose your job, it shakes you. Your spouse walks out the door, it shakes you. Losses, setbacks have a way of shaking one's confidence. And confidence is crucial to a comeback. What is confidence? Confidence is an expectation that you will succeed. It is the power that propels a person to a comeback. And you have to restore your confidence. You have to get back your courage. You have to get back that edge that you once had, that you lost because of the setback. And people who make comebacks are people who restore their confidence. Now, it's easy to have confidence when you know that the Bible is telling you that the Lord your God is going to win victory after victory, that he is always with you. So it isn't that you have to kind of get inside of you and psych yourself up. Oh, I've got to think more differently. I've got to be more positive. Yes, those things help, but you can also base it on the reality of who God is. Confidence helps you to take advantage of new opportunities.